But the thing that they were after, see, don't think like a modern when you look at the scripture. The thing that they were really after about those that were first hearing the good news is they were asking the question, what is Jesus like? We're followers of Jesus. What is he like? That was the question those guys were asking. And the point of the Gospels was to show Jesus, and all four Gospels are completely consistent here. They all agree on the issue of Jesus' character. It's very clear. And there's two things about his character in particular that they hammer over and over again. Number one, Jesus was radically obedient to God. And number two, Jesus had a radical commitment to everybody but himself. Those two salient points really underscore what the note of the gospel, what the point of the Gospels is all about. In his radical commitment to others, it wasn't just in his death, but in his life. He always served, even when it was obvious he didn't want to serve. Here's a classic example of that. In Mark chapter 6, it says, the apostles gathered around Jesus and reported to him all that they had done and taught. They were worn out. And then because so many people were coming and going, and they didn't even have a chance to eat, he said to them, come on, guys, let's sneak out of here, go to a quiet place and chill. They were just trying to get some rest. So they go away by themselves to a boat in a solitary place, but many who saw them recognized them, and they ran on foot from all the towns that got there ahead of them. And when Jesus landed, he saw this huge crowd, and he had what? Compassion on them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. So he starts teaching them, and then later on, he actually starts pulling together this miracle to feed them, and he tells them to gather them. He continues to serve even when he doesn't. These two issues, this radical obedience to God, and this willingness to be committed to something beyond himself, this is what? These two issues is what sort of frames out the life Jesus called his followers to. You and I today, when we say we're followers of Jesus, we're called to radical obedience to God and to a radical commitment to serve others. That is what frames out the Christian understanding. Anyone want to guess where this kind of living finds its center? I mean, does it find its center in us knowing truth? Is that what causes radical obedience to God and a radical commitment to serving others? Does it find its centeredness in power, being in control? Anybody want to take a guess? Where does this kind of living, radical obedience to God, absolute commitment to other people beyond yourself, where does it find its centeredness in Christian thought? The cross. Exactly. For us in Christianity, our whole kind of centeredness needs to be in the cross.